my hope that he will someday, as it is my hope that all people who seek spiritual truth will. Another factor is at stake in the following discussion. It is easy to take the weakest aspect of a world view and exploit it. But that is not what I wish to do. When one encounters expressions of belief that are openly affirmed and followed, even when they seem bizarre, one must ask the hardest questions. One must examine the stronger aspects of any worldview as well. At base, one of my consistent premises throughout this series is that the popular aphorism, "all religions are fundamentally the same and only superficially different," simply is not true. It is more correct to say that all religions are, at best, superficially similar, but fundamentally different. In the pages to come, I hope that the vast differences between Christianity and Hinduism will become very evident in this imaginary dialogue. Yet it is important to remember that, as different as these faiths are, we must learn to accept those differences peaceably. Still, let us not be so mindless as to think that Christianity and Hinduism are saying the same thing, and that in the end the differences do not really matter. Both claim to be true and legitimate. This rationally implies, then, that it does matter what you believe. That is what this imaginary dialogue is about. Ravi Zacharias. Prologue. Richard. "Subra, look out! That car is coming straight at us." Subramanian. "Relax, my friend. This is how people here drive all the time." Richard. "Oh, here comes another one. Watch out! Is that guy drunk or something?" Subra. "Just hang on. We will be there shortly." Richard. "I thought this was a divided highway. Where did all these cars come from all of a sudden? There are more coming." Subra. "It is a divided highway. I'm sure that guy's just dropping off workers who live on this side of the village. To drive another several kilometres to turn around is a waste of money and time. You see, in England they drive on the left, in America on the right. But here in India we drive in the shade, or wherever else is convenient." Richard. "I don't believe it. I simply don't believe it. This could kill a fellow." Subra, laughing. "Now you see why we don't need a Disneyland in India. Driving provides all the scary rides we could ever want." What were we talking about a few minutes ago, anyway? Richard. Let me unclench my fists first. You were telling me about your background. It's hard to pray and listen at the same time, but I'll try. Please carry on with what you were saying. Subra. Yes, now I remember. It was the hardest thing I ever did, Richard. To question what was so deeply ingrained in my family's faith. Everything in my family was built around our faith. On the most important day of my childhood, it was hard to see my mother absent from the ceremony. Richard. The most important day of your childhood? I think in such Western terms that I hesitate to even ask what you mean. What day are you talking about? You certainly don't mean the day you were born. Subra. Well, almost, but not quite. Let me explain. As you know, society in India is built on the caste system. There are 4 main castes: Brahmins, priests, Kshatriyas, warriors, Vaishyas, merchants, and Sudras, servants. Beyond these 4 castes is actually a 5th, the Panchamas, the outcasts. I was born in the south of India into the highest caste, the Brahmins. But until the defining day I'm referring to, I was considered the lowest caste, a Sudra. On this day, a day that is as auspicious can be, an initiation ceremony called the Upanayana was performed with the investiture of the sacred thread. It was only at this point that I formally became a Brahmin. Richard. Sacred thread? Why would a piece of string be considered sacred? Subra. This might be tougher than I thought. Let me back up for a moment. How much do you really want to know? Richard. Well, everything, Subra. How am I ever going to understand Hinduism unless we go deeper? Subra. Wisely spoken. You see, Richard, it's like this. Every Brahmin longs for a son. We believe that unless there is a son to perform the annual ceremonies in honor of our ancestors,